Well, hello guys, UK Star Wars again. Another video for a custom that I've done recently. Quite a few you guys asked some questions about this and where certain things were from and how I made certain things and stuff. So I'll do a video. I thought I'd do a video on this. I'll try to wrap this up a bit quicker. I've noticed that I am rambling sometimes on my videos and they're going on a bit long. I am new to this. I'm a bit nervous about it and stuff. It's not something I'm used to doing. So please bear with me, and I'll try to go through it as quick as I can. So I'll take off the figures first. This is the Black Series Leia. All I did with this was go over some of the gold paint because it wasn't as shiny as it could have been, and it was rubbed off a little bit because I picked this up cheap off eBay, and I replaced the skirt because the one that was with this figure was not the original one. It had already been replaced, and it was quite dreadful, to be honest. And I just glued a real metal chain onto the existing choker around the figure's neck. So yeah, cool figure. Not a very good head sculpt, but I'm not really interested in slave Leia figures. It's just basically as an accessory for my Jabba display. So I'll just pop it on side. This is something that I do love. This is the 3.75-inch Salacious Crumb. I just did a little bit of a wash on him and just highlighted some parts of him. I've mentioned before in another video and on Instagram that the 3.75-inch is a perfect scale, I think, for the 6-inch Jabba, in my opinion. So I picked him up specifically for this diorama in mind. This and other cushions that I've got on here are made from modelling clay. So basically I moulded them into the shape of cushions, and then with this one in particular, because I knew it was for this guy, before I painted it or primed it or anything, I squished him down when it was still soft. So you had a nice little position to sit in, and then took it out and let it dry and set. Once it was set and dry, took about 48 hours, I think it was like 2 days nearly. I primed it and then I painted it a dark red colour with acrylic paints, and then give it a little bit of a darker wash on there just to give it some grime and stuff like it's been in Jabba's palace. These same method with these cushions, again modelling clay shaped into a cushion shape. I took my metal rule and just caused some indentations on here, and I used a pen, a biro lid, or you can use any kind of pen that has a lid really, and I just poked it in the middle of there to create a little button effect. Primed it, painted it a beige colour, added some brown dirt wash in a little silver bit for the button. When I did model these with the modelling clay, I modelled them and moulded them together so they would fit. I just think having cushions dotted about is great, but if you go to you know, Marrakesh or Egypt or places like that where they've got these hookah you know, places and little oasis style chill pads, if you will, the cushions are not just all, you know, separated and uniform. They are overlapping each other. They are you know, squished on one side and different things. So I try to give a little bit of variety. These can obviously be used separately, individually, but you do have the option obviously to place them together, if you will. So there's a couple more cushions. This one again, same method, modelling clay. When this was set, I primed it with black, and I noticed that it had all gained some kind of texture to it compared to this one, which was a lot smoother. And I don't know why this happened. I used it to my advantage. I basically primed it with black and then got some gold acrylic paint and just dry brushed gold on, which brought out the texture and stuff, and it ended up looking like a really unique and cool cushion. So I was pleased with that one. this one's just a brown cushion. Again, I just made some little wrinkles on this one with my fingers, and then painted it brown and done like a lighter grey dry brush on that. Black leather effect one, again with some dust and sandy colour dry brushing in parts. Same method as the other one, with the ruler and then the pen top, painted silver, just a little round beige cushion. I do have a couple more cushions, but I didn't want to overcrowd it, and I didn't really have much space left once I got everything else on, so them cushions are enough in my opinion. So these little items, fruit, food, whatever this may be, looks like obviously tomatoes, but I'm not sure that's what it is in the Star Wars world. These are from Outer Rim Traders in the US. I got these a while back, with some little glasses from Jabba's sail barge. That's it. These are resin cast, see-through. I just put some gold acrylic paint on there. With this gold acrylic paint, after priming it black, painted some green and red and green touches on here. And when all that was dry, I added some clear varnish onto there to make it look a little bit wet, moist, like it was actual food from some strange planet. I don't know if these would grow on Tatooine, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know what they are. They don't look appetizing, that's for sure. Again, these are just little pots, glasses and things, accessories. This little bottle is from one of my daughter's toy sets, little dolls or something like that, I'm not sure. Whenever she has little toys and figures and stuff built up, or that she no longer plays with, I like to go through them before we give them to charity to see if there's any little greeblies or little things in I can use. And I found this little bottle, primed it black, dry brushed it with silver, and that's the job done. And the same with this little pot, just a little ceramic style looking pot thing, with some spice in it or something like that, I'm not too sure. I'll take Jabba off. I know I've mentioned this before in previous videos. This is 6-inch Jabba the Hutt, just with some washers basically built up on him, not too much. I didn't want to go too heavy-handed with that. So yeah, this is the throne. This is some fake leather effect material that I ordered from eBay. If you go on eBay and type in, you know, faux leather, fake leather, whatever you want to call it, and you obtain samples, you can get obviously bigger sizes if you want to pay more, depending on how many of these you're going to make. But because I was only going to make 1 or 2, I just got some sample lengths, which were basically, you know, not much bigger than what I've got here. And I cut around the edges with some scissors. And then I painted it with a dark brown. It was dark brown anyway. I just went over it again with another dark brown to give some variation in the brown colours. And then I used some very dark brown mixed with some black paint, and just went around the edges and through some of the holes, around the edges of the holes and stuff, just to give it a bit more of a dirty, worn look, because Jabba's butt's been sitting on there, so God knows what that would smell like if it was real. This rail is also from Outer Rim Traders. It is resin cast. It is a great piece. It's based on the 6-inch Hasbro one that they released. So yeah, it is a decent piece from Outer Rim Traders. The only issues I've had, if I'm honest, with it being, you know, the resin, it is very brittle. Multiple times when I try to join it together and glue it together and things, I would get so far and a little piece would chip off, or I'd notice another bit would flake off. It might just be my one. I only hear good things about that business anyway, and I've bought multiple products since. But yeah, and as you can see here, there's another chip gone off it, and it's just been displayed. It hasn't had anything on it or anything like that. The paint, and I've put layers of you know, sealer and also undercoat on there, primer. I've used various different things. I've had to do it multiple times, like I say, to protect it, but it still ends up chipping away. Yeah, it's a very fragile piece. This snapped off instantly, so I had to glue that back into place, which was frustrating. The hooker ball and stuff is brilliant. I do like that. I just taped that off, like other guys have done with this, and sprayed it black and then dry brushed it with gold. Bit of a gripe was I didn't get the lower portion of the ball that comes with this set. The guys just forgot to put it in, which, you know, it's easily done. So I've had to use something else. It's like a plastic toy egg thing that I've just painted up and put stuff inside to make it look like the bottom of the ball. So yeah, that wasn't the end of the world. The hookah pipe itself, as you can see, is snapped multiple times. This is so brittle and so delicate. Trying to put it in Jabba's hand, it snapped twice already. So yeah, I might need to make a new one of these from scratch, if I want to use it, if it's not just going to be sitting for display. This is just some brown wire that I had. I've noticed obviously some guys use different colour tubing, black, in blue I've seen, in clear. From what I can see from the reference photos, it was like a black browny tube. So this will do for me. It's got a little bit of a metal wire running through it as well, so it can't be bent into position and stuff, and it will stay, so it gets out of the way, because normally these things just stick up all over the place. So yeah, this is the real good product. It's the only one out there, and it's pretty cost effective, so it's your only choice other than the Hasbro one, which will be pricey in that set now. That was the SDCC exclusive. I've just realised I've just took a piece of the top of my throne off with it being stuck to this rail. Yeah, this is also still tacky as well. I've coated it with sealer and stuff, but it still remains tacky, and I use the same paints for everything, so I'm not sure why. This I'm not really too happy with this, if I'm honest. I did one a while ago that I felt was better than this one, but the gargoyle heads on the last one weren't very good. They were from Outer Rim Traders, actually, the gargoyle heads the last time, but they had the closed mouth. They were based on the 1980s Jabba the Hutt throne, so they were very yeah, they were very 80s-ish, and like I say, the mouths were all sealed and closed, and they didn't just look right. So I sold that throne on to somebody who wanted that, and I made this one. This one, the gargoyle heads and everything's turned out great, but I'm not too sure about the rest of the throne, unfortunately. So yeah, all I did was got a thick piece of styrofoam, polystyrene, and I got a slightly thinner piece, well, a lot thinner actually, not slightly, and hot glued that underneath as a little bit of a plinth. So I've noticed a lot of guys who do these thrones, they don't really give it a plinth underneath. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong to do so, but the sideshow version, I believe it is, has got this, and reference photos looks like it's slightly raised from the ground. The throne itself isn't flat on the ground, so I always add a little level of a plinth underneath just to raise it up to give that little shadow effect underneath. So once that was hot glued, I coated the whole thing with wall compound, wall filler, spackle, whatever you want to call it, and then let that set and dry. Once that did that, I sanded it and added another coat. And once I added the other coat of that, before it fully set, I scorched in the lines of the stonework. there's different patterns for this that I've seen being used. I'm not too sure which one is screen accurate. If I'm honest, I always go with this style, the ununiformed one. I feel this is the most common and the one that Sideshow use. So theirs is very straight cut and perfect lines. Again, I'm not sure what was used in the Star Wars world itself, but if you're cutting stone or rock like this, I would imagine with the tools that they were using since Star Wars is set way in the past, it would be a bit more primitive on Tatooine, a lot like their buildings and structures. So the cuts of the stone would be a little bit more ugly, shall we say. So yeah, I went with that look. Got the gargoyle on the side. Again, the last one I made only had the 4 gargoyles on the front. I wanted the 6 this time to make sure I got it a bit more accurate. Did weathering all the way around the sides, and glued the gargoyle heads into position last, and then went round with the weathering for those. The gargoyle heads are from a guy who 3D printed them on Instagram. I was going to pop his name and Instagram account details into my last video I did about my display, and this one as well, but unfortunately he's no longer on Instagram, so I don't want to give any details out of the guy because he may want to be left alone now. I can see he's not taking any orders or anything, so I don't want to give his details out just in case. But these are actually brilliant gargoyle heads. Again, I haven't done them perfectly, and there's people out there who can do much better customs than me. Figuarts, for instance, he is amazing at his customs. His Jabba's throne and Jabba and his Leia and all his custom work with the cushions and stuff for his throne is outstanding. Brilliant, yeah. So mine obviously isn't as good as that, but it does the job for me for a display. Yeah, wire rings, I just formed them into the shape of a circle, and put them through the mouths of the gargoyles, and painted them black, and then added some gold dry brushing, and then a little bit of patina wash on top of that, a little bit of rust wash on top of that, just to give them a little bit of a dirty, worn-in effect. But yeah, very simple to do, if I'm honest. Like I say, I would normally do 2 layers of the wall compound on top, sand a layer, and then add the second layer once it's dry, and then scorch your lines in, and then once that's set with the lines scorched in, obviously sand that right down to get the texture, and then protect it all, seal it all, and then do a primer of black, and just do layers up from there of sand colour, stone colour, whatever colour your eyes can see the throne. I'm slightly colourblind, so I just kind of go on what I can see and interpret it that way when I mix colours and stuff. So I don't know if this is actually correct or not, but like I say, it does the job for me. But yeah, the colours I use are always acrylics. They'll always be Citadel or the Tamiya paints. They're the 2 paint companies that I stick to. I water a lot of them down sometimes if I'm doing dioramas, because they go a long way, and they are really good quality paints, so you don't need to use a lot, and it's best to use less and have lighter colours and build up than go too far with dark colours, as I found. So yeah, this is my version of it. It's very lightweight, but it's pretty strong and durable, so you'll have no problems with it. I mean, if you were rough with it or you dropped it, it would damage, definitely. With it being polystyrene, and I could easily squeeze it and damage it right now, but it's for displaying toys, basically. It does the job. So yeah, if you have any questions about any of the accessories, paints specifically, what I'm using, or any tips or anything you need, just drop some comments down below, and I'll get back to them as soon as possible and help out where I can. Also comment any videos that you want me to do for any previous customs or anything new or anything like that. And again, if you are a customizer and you want to offer some advice from me, please do so as well. That would be great, big help for me. So yeah, thanks. 20 minutes, still too long. I'm sorry, but I'll try to get the time down. Thank you for watching as always. Bye bye.